Manual transmissions. We all like them, and every keyboard warrior out there always wonders why the OEs are not offering these anymore, and today we're going to discuss why. Our manual transmissions are actually very simple. This one's out of a Nissan Sentra SCR. It's got two shafts with a bunch of gears on them. You got your shifter bob, then you've got your clutch and pressure plate that it connects to the engine, and if you're the wrong wheel drive like this one, you've got an integrated final drive. Alright, so let's lay down the facts here between the automatics and the manuals. I'll tell you right away, the traditional points for the automatic transmissions are basically laziness, 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 and laziness. Automatic transmissions are a lot more convenient. You're going up and down hills, you're at stop-and-go traffic. It's a lot easier to text and drive, so you have your other hand free for something else. It's just a lot more convenient to drive an automatic. Now the next thing is technology. A lot of these EV and hybrid cars, they don't even have a transmission at all. Just a simple reduction gearbox goes straight up to the wheels. Our new ADAS cars that have a lot of these driver assists, they integrate very well with automatic cars, not so easy with manual cars. And you can think of this thing stalling you on the highway trying to come to a complete stop. Now we do have a lot more points for the manual transmissions, but I'm going to switch out the teach brush for the whiteboard marker because we got some points to make here. Originally, manual transmissions used to perform a lot better. And the reason for that is shifting your own gears using this mechanism right here used to be a lot faster than the old school automatic transmissions. But nowadays, newer 8, 9, and 10 speed transmissions can shift a lot faster than humans can, not to mention dual clutch transmissions which do a way better job. So performance is basically out the window and goes over to the automatic side. Now the next reason is fuel efficiency. Manual transmissions used to be a lot more efficient by having a single clutch that's always applied while the vehicle is moving. Automatics have wet clutches and they have a lot of losses in them. But nowadays, automatic transmissions with their 9, 10, and 8 speeds have become a lot more fuel efficient than manual transmissions, and unfortunately that goes over to the automatic side as well. Now the next thing is manual transmissions are cheaper. You guys remember when manuals used to be called standard transmissions? That's because it was the standard transmission available on the base model car, and you'd have to pay extra to upgrade to the automatic transmission. Now let's be honest, if I'm an OE and only 1 or 2% of my vehicles will be sold as manual transmission cars, in the next generation am I going to really want to spend time to develop all of these gears, clutches, pressure plate, all to work with the vehicle's other subsystems just so that I can sell that many cars? There's a lot of design and manufacturing and testing that has to go through all of this, and it's not really going to give me a good return on investment, is it? And as a result, the manual transmissions are now becoming the more expensive option, if you can even get that as an option at all, while the automatics are remaining mainstream. So let's take a look at some of the smaller points here. So for example, using engine braking with the clutch to give you less brake wear on manual transmission. Now for engine braking, you typically leave this transmission in second gear with your clutch applied, and if this is the final drive, the power is going to come through the transmission and try to turn the engine against its own back pressure, and that's what's going to help slow the vehicle down. And you can kind of do engine braking sometimes in an automatic transmission in very low gears, but these don't hold anything against an eCVT or electric vehicle, because the electric motor in those are going to be directly doing regenerative braking, and hybrid vehicles brakes last a very, very long time. Next up, let's talk about complexity, which kind of lends to maintenance and reliability. Now this is a more modern 8-speed transmission from like 10 years ago, and I have absolutely no idea what the heck is going on in here, much less how many gears it has. Meanwhile, our very trusty manual transmission here, very simple to decipher. We've got reverse, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. If you want to engage, let's say, second gear with this free spinning gear here, all you got to do is move the shifter collar over. Boom, now we're engaged, that's locked in here, and power is going to flow to our final drive. Very simple and straightforward. Now even the shifter bob is very easy. You move it side to side, this goes side to side, you move it up and down, and engages the fork, and then you shake it all about. That's what it's all about. Probably should edit that part out. Now just because it's simple, that doesn't mean that it's easy to maintain. There are a few wear points in here. We all know that clutches do burn out at least once in the vehicle's lifetime. It will have to be replaced, requiring a transmission drop. This is basically like a brake pad. It does wear down after a while. The better you drive this vehicle, the longer it could last. The other thing are synchronizers, which are less likely to wear out, they live in between these gears here. Now this here is a synchronizer. It's a brass piece because it's a bit softer material, and it's meant to ride up on this little cone here to do the speed matching when you're changing gears. At very high mileages, these can wear out, but definitely not at your first clutch change. But hey, at least with the synchro wearing out, you can at least use some double clutching and other magical techniques when you're shifting in order to get you home. But with this kind of thing, you'd already be on the back of a tow truck. Now here's the thing, manual transmissions are very, very reliable. Despite there being a few wear points, other than that, there's really nothing that can go wrong inside of a manual transmission. And here's the best part. There's no transmission control module in here to do anything. In fact, the transmission control module lies in your brain as you're shifting this thing back and forth, feeling it out, understanding how the vehicle drives. And with no electronics that can go bad, you got a very good setup here to be very reliable for a long-term service vehicle. However, I do have to counter that argument with the eCVTs found in today's hybrids. In those, they're a lot more simpler because they just have one planetary gear set that's always engaged, there's no synchros, and there's no clutches. In addition, maintenance for those is just simple oil change once in a while whenever you feel like it, because it's not dependent on fluid pressure in order to operate. At least you don't have to drop the transmission on those every once in a while to change the clutch, because the clutch on those are always engaged. Now when it comes to reliability, first of all, automatic transmissions have come a long way, but forget about those. eCVTs are a lot more reliable than standard automatic transmission, but are they more reliable than a manual transmission? If you think about it, the manual transmission is a lot more mechanically responsible, while the hybrid has a huge backing of electronics behind it. So I'm going to put those equal to each other because hybrids have been running around for a very long time out there over the last 20 years and proven themselves. Now, manual transmissions are a lot lighter than my big old belly over here, which is great for handling dynamics. Now, because there's only about 2% of cars out there with manual transmissions, there's probably only a 2% chance the person who breaks into your car will actually know how to drive off with it. Oh yeah, you can't jump start a manual transmission by jamming it into third gear, pushing it down a hill, and just dumping that clutch to force the engine to start. But we're not talking about the 90s here anymore, guys. Now, I'm sure you guys can see where I'm going with this comparison. The real reason why you want to have a manual transmission is driver engagement. And that's really there for people who want to be with their machine. They want to take it through a corner, feel like they're in control of their vehicle. Maybe they're doing a bit of drifting or racing, or they just want to carve a back corner when there's no traffic. Or maybe you just want to downshift so you can feel like you're going faster, even though you're in your mama's Honda Civic where the exhaust fell off 5 years ago. Now, in my opinion, one of the bigger reasons why a lot of these manual transmission cars are disappearing, especially for gearheads like us, and the reason why I can't own a manual transmission car, is because of upper management. Now, if you have something called a wife or a girlfriend or some significant other and they don't believe in how these manual transmissions work or appreciate the reason why we should have one of these manual transmissions, then that's the reason why things like the automatic transmission Miata, WRX, or Type R exists, and the OEMs are just going to capitalize on that because that's what's going to sell. And you know what's worse? They're putting these dual clutch automatic transmissions now in SUVs now, just to give a little bit more driver engagement. I'm looking at you, Hyundai, for us gearheads, because that's the only thing management will approve and they can sell more vehicles. So the next time you get the opportunity, make sure you learn how to drive a manual transmission car so you understand how it works and you can appreciate this relic before it disappears from our roads today, at least here in North America. Now, I want you to tell me in the comment section down below, what do you think of manual transmissions disappearing from our roads today? Is it just one of those tactics to get OEs to sell more cars, or can we finally put the blame on someone else except for the government or the automaker? Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this one.